Hey, welcome back to the channel, good people of YouTube. We got a video in store for you guys, and excuse me because this is going to be recorded over the process of a couple of days. We're going to be doing a full exterior detail paint correction ceramic coating. So let me go ahead and switch the camera around. So what we have here is a 2011 Porsche Panamera Turbo. The paint is very contaminated. I can feel, it feels almost like sandpaper running my hand across it. The owner just bought this. He already got the wheels refinished, so they're in pretty good condition. There's a few other things he's got to get taken care of, but first and foremost, he wants to make sure that the paint finish is restored and then protected. So let me take my magic light over here and take a look at the paint. And it's hard to see on camera, but this paint is definitely swirled up. Nothing severe, thankfully. It's got a lot of iron contamination in it too. There you go, you can get a good look right there. So we're gonna try our best. He's only paying for a one-step correction. Thankfully, because the paint is white, I find you can go a little bit more aggressive on white paint. Mainly because white paint doesn't haze. I mean, it does, but it's not haze that you can see like darker colors do. So you can usually get a little bit more aggressive, and the finish will look just fine unless, you know, you're taking it to, like, I don't know, the some Detailers Association thing or something. But yeah, you can get a good idea of how the paint looks right there. So what I'm going to do, of course, we're going to get it pulled outside. We're going to wash it. Let me go ahead and flip this around. There we go. So we're going to wash it. We are going to use iron remover, and we are going to clay bar the entire thing. As you can see, the marring can't really get much worse than it's at right now. And then after that, we're going to start on the paint correction. Now this is going to be a process of a couple of days. So in and out, as the shots change, you know, it might be a few hours later. It might be immediately after. But we're going to try to record as much of this as possible. And we'll get this thing looking good and back to its owner by the end. I'm happy to do it. I'm sure he's going to be very happy. I've worked on a car of his before. A car got totaled, unfortunately. Everybody's okay. This is the vehicle he bought 2 cars after that. He said, you know what, I'm going to buy something nice that's going to stay at home so it doesn't get messed up, and I'm going to go buy a cheaper car that I'm just going to drive around all the time. So that's what he's doing. His cheaper car, obviously, we're not going to worry about that too much. He wants the more expensive car taken care of, so that's what we're going to do. Alright, so we'll get it pulled outside, and we'll get to work. Alright, so it's a little later in the day. We got the car pulled out, so we're going to wash it, give it a good wash, good decontamination. Also, I've got to pull these off, the factory paint protection film. Now, I haven't done something this large before. However, I have seen the method to do it. I have a plastic razor blade, so I'm going to work this edge, get this edge off, and then I'm going to boil a kettle of water, and then as you pull, if you pour the hot water on, it should come off cleanly without leaving a bunch of residue. So I'll time-lapse the wash process, as well as the wheels, and then we'll come back to the next step. Okay, so we got our supplies for wheel cleaning. What I'll be using is Meguiar's Ultimate All-Wheel Cleaner to clean the wheels. This is a pH neutral wheel cleaner. The reason I'm using it is the owner just got these wheels refinished. You know, these are nicer. They are factory wheels, but they are nicer wheels. Generally, I only use like regular cleaners on factory alloys, not factory painted wheels. So I'll be using 3D yellow degreaser just on the tires. Now this is a wheel cleaner as well, but as I said, I just don't want to use it on that. I'd rather use something a little bit more delicate. But if you have factory alloys, you can use this. You can use Purple Power, you can use Super Clean, whatever all-purpose cleaner you want to use, it's fine. And then I'll be sealing the wheels with these because we are not going to be doing a wheel coating, so we'll just use Hydro 2 Light spray and rinse sealing. Let's give a demonstration real quick. So I got my wheel bucket, all my wheel bucket tools, tire brush, wheel brush, soft brush for the faces, lug nuts, etc. Usually like to put that in there. So I'm going to start off first by rinsing the wheels. Sometimes some people will say not to, some people will say to. It's personal preference. I just like to rinse off whatever excess that's on there. Then this order doesn't matter. You can do the wheels first and you do the tires first. I'm going to do the tires first. We'll spray this on the tires. This will degrease the tires. We'll get the wheel wells as well. Those nice and clean. And then using the wires, spray the wheel down. Now this is a color changing iron remover wheel cleaner. So the more brake dust that's on there, the more purple you're going to see. And then you let it sit for a minute or so, and then you get to cleaning. So like I said, I'll do a time lapse of cleaning the wheels, and then we'll move on to cleaning the car. I just wanted to show you this wheel in particular was extra dirty. You can see all the purple running off it. It had a lot of brake dust buildup on it. And like I said, these just got refinished not too long ago, but I mean, you know, it's got huge high performance brakes, so it's bound to happen. But man, just look at that runoff. Nasty. All right, let's get back to it. Alright guys, so we're at the next step in our process. This is the pre-wash or pre-soak foam bath, whatever you want to call it. So we've already got a mixture in here. This is Greedy Super pre-soak. This is insanely concentrated. So you 1,000 milliliters of water, you only need a half ounce of this. We're going to foam the car with this, and then after it's foamed, I'm going to go agitate with my soft brush along all the body lines and everything to knock loose any dirt that's in there. Rinse it off, and then we'll do a 2-bucket wash. So before then, I'll add some soap to my wash bucket, but I'm going to pre-rinse first. So I'm going to set this down in here. And I like to, not everybody does, I like to rinse the car off before I foam it. So that's what I'm going to do. Again, we'll do that in a time lapse so everyone can see the process in real time. Something to note, you're going to want to open the gas tank and make sure you clean inside there. That's a spot that a lot of, I'm not going to say a lot of detailers miss, but obviously you go to like a car wash, that's not a place they check most places. So I'm going to pop the gas tank open, and I don't know if it's on the left side or the right side, so I apologize if you don't see it. But then we'll get to work. Okay, so we pre-soaked the car. Next step is the contact wash. We are starting to run out of light here, but I think I can knock out the rest of this process before the light's all gone. So let's get our bucket filled up. Let's show that on camera real quick. So again, we're using 3D Super Pre-Soak. Now, normally I'd rinse the car off, the final rinse with deionized water. There's the deionizer right there, but because I've still got a clay bar, iron decon, all that stuff, I'm not going to bother with it. I'll just have to hand dry the wheels to make sure we don't get water spots. But this needs about 1 or a ½ ounce per 5 gallons. This is about 2.5 gallons in here. I'm going to do 2 pumps just so we get a strong concentration, because this does have, I believe it's a sealant. I hope it's not a coating. It's going to make my life a little bit harder. But I don't know if you could see, the water is beating up off the car, but we'll see after we go through our wash process. We are going to 2-bucket wash. Normally I'd go section by section, rinse off, and move on to the next section. But because we're running out of light, but because we are paint correcting this anyways, and because we have to iron decon and all that stuff, I'm pretty much just going to get around the car quickly. So let's foam up our bucket. Alright, nice and foamy and sudsy. Get our wash mitt. I'm using the Glarus hybrid wash mitt just because I want to. Put that in there. And oh yeah, this step right here, this isn't something you regularly do. This is something you're going to do if you're going to be polishing the car after, because it can mar up the paint, but as we saw, the paint's already pretty marred up, so we're not worried about making it really any worse, because we're going to be fixing it anyways. So I'll put it at a different angle this time when I do the wash, so let's go ahead and get that done. Alright, so next step is iron decontamination. So we've got some Iron X left here. I've got another bottle, so if I run out of this, no big deal. We got the perfect car to show if it's really going to work. I did hit the back bumper earlier just to see how it was. I did get some reaction, so let's get this area right here, see how it looks. Man, that stinks so bad. Alright. Not really getting much of a reaction, so I don't think there's too much iron contamination in this car. Try the back real quick just to see. I find the back is usually where it's at the worst. Any reactions yet? Yeah, we are. There's little reactions here and there. They're minor, but I'll show you in a second. Let me bring up my sweatband. Alright, so bringing in closely, you can really see the embedded iron contaminants showing up now. Those little purple spots. Come to the back of the car, even more of them. Wow. Alright, so iron decontamination step. You spray the car, let it dwell, rinse it off. That's the gist of it. There's tons of videos that show it. I just wanted to see if we're getting any reaction here. So I'm going to go around the whole car. I'm not going to time lapse it because honestly it looks boring on camera. But I'm going to go around the car with the rest of the Iron X and decon it, and then I'll show you the clay bar step. Alright, so it turns out I've got a lot more on the back, so I didn't want to let everybody down. I figured I'd do a cool time lapse and then rinse it off just so we can all see up close. So let's get that done. Alright, here we go. That's all there is to iron decon. Next step is going to be clay bar. Let me get that out. Alright, so we'll keep this part short and sweet. This is the clay bar process. This is a rag company clay towel. I forget what they call it. This is Wolfgang Uber rinseless wash in a detail spray mix using this clay lube. So, give me 1 second here. Alright, sorry, there's a brief distraction. So we got the rag company ultra clay towel, I believe they call it, and Wolfgang Uber rinseless wash. You can use any detail spray. You can use soapy water. When I don't do iron decon, because not every car needs it, I like to use Iron X snow soap mixed in a bottle. That way I can do a little bit of iron decon with clay lube at the same time. So after the iron decon, I've noticed the paint and washing. The paint's much smoother, but I can still feel contamination. If you're not familiar with this, put your hand in a plastic bag and run it across the paint. If it feels bumpy, it doesn't feel smooth, it needs to be clay barred. Generally, most cars need it on the lower regions in the back. This car, I think the whole thing needs it. It's a 10-year-old car. I don't think it's ever been properly detailed before. But just to give you a rundown of it, so you want to prime, in a sense, your towel. I dipped it in soapy water. You just want to get it wet. You can soak it down with your detail spray as well. Spray down your working area, and you can feel the contamination underneath the towel. It feels a little gritty, but you do that, then you rinse it off, and even before rinsing, you can feel it's super smooth, ready to be polished. If you're not going to polish it, you can go ahead and apply your sealant. Just keep in mind, clay towels do mar the paint a little bit. Now, as we saw, this paint is already marred, so if this owner just wanted the car clayed and sealed, he wouldn't see a difference. It would just be, the car would be shinier to him. But in this case, we are going to be polishing and ceramic coating the car. So I'm going to get around the rest of the car, dry it off, take it in the garage, and I think the next step will be getting these nasty things off. That's what we'll show. Alright, so please excuse me, it's a little loud in here. I've got the fan and the AC going, trying to cool the place down. So I'm going to take a stab at removing this paint protection film. You can see the outline of it right here. It's all yellowed. The owner really doesn't want it on there. I don't blame him. So I got a tea kettle of hot water. So I'm going to try the method I saw from Larry Casillo, NYC. I don't have my steamer out. I'm going to try to just use this. So here goes nothing. You are going to need a plastic razor blade. Do not use a metal razor blade. Alright. You want to start? Get it up a little bit. Do not want to burn your fingers. This is actually coming off a lot easier than I thought it would. So I'm going to pour a little on here just to start, just to kind of soften it up. Really, you want to make sure you can get a good grip on it without burning yourself like I just did. Some more hot water on there. Larry did it a different way now. That's with probably, you know, like the really good paint protection films. This is, I mean, who knows, this stuff's really old, so it does make it really soft and easy to pull though when you get it hot with water. And this stuff's not leaving too much adhesive behind, which is nice. More hot water on it. Oh yeah, that stuff's hot. Let me reposition the camera. Alright. There we go. Let's continue at it. And I'm sweating. Whew. So really what the hot water is doing, it's warming that adhesive up so it releases more easily. Try to get down to the corner here. And once I get this edge off, I can pull it all this way. There's a little bit of adhesive left behind. That's alright, it'll come off easily with some adhesive remover. And yeah, see, since I'm not heating it up anymore, it's leaving more adhesive. Heat it up, the adhesive stays with the film. When it cools off, the adhesive wants to stay on the paint. It's just a really weird angle to pull stuff off at. Try something real quick. Try to get some leverage here. See if that'll work. It might not, but whatever. At least we tried. Yeah, no, that didn't work. Alright, well, before I start cussing up the storm, I'm going to end it there. I mean, that's how you can pull this stuff off. I'm sure you don't want to see the rest of the boring bits. But I could probably time-lapse it, I just remembered, so why don't I just do that? Alright, well I definitely got to work on my technique and clearly no Larry Casilla. Probably using a steamer would have been easier, I just didn't get it out, so no big deal. We got our Tarex tar adhesive remover. So we will spray it down liberally. Got some tar down there too. And you basically just let this sit. And this stuff's pretty strong. You're going to want to clean the panel off after. So I'll probably just clean it off with some rinseless wash. You're going to want to throw away towel. This is going to get thrown away after because it's going to have adhesive all left in it. You can see all those streak marks. That's adhesive that's still stuck on there. So you can see it. Oh, I love Tarex. It just gets that stuff right off. This down here. Ooh, actually, that's paint chips. So we won't attack that too much. But Tarex gets it off pretty easily. One more dousing. At least it smells good. It's all over again. Still some right there. I mean, that's basically it, guys. So I'll get this cleaned up. That's going to be it for the night. We'll come back in here tomorrow morning. It's getting a little late. I need to take a shower. I'm very sweaty. We'll let the garage cool off. We'll come back in the morning. We'll get the rest of this taken care of. Michael, there you go, sir. That nasty yellow paint protection film is gone from both sides. Just gotta ignore that's just scuffs from it's residue from cleaning stuff, but hey, it's gone, it's off. Alright everybody, so we're back. We're on day 2 now. We're really gonna be getting work today. It's about, what time is it? Let's see, my watch will work. Oh cool, my watch is turned off. Let me turn my watch on. It should be about 8:30 a.m. right now. So we're going to get to work on paint correction. We're going to be doing a one-step paint correction on here. So let me flip the camera around and show you what it is. We saw in the beginning of the video. You can see this thing's got a noticeable amount of haze and marring. I'm pretty sure we can get it cleaned up with a one-step. We're going to try a couple options out. So what we're going to be using is the Max Shine M21 Pro, 6-inch 21mm dual action polisher, and our choice of pads. We're going to try 3 test areas. We've got a Lake Country orange pad, a Buff and Shine medium cut pad, and a Buff and Shine Eurofiber 50/50 pad. The compounds we're going to be trying are old trusty 3D1 and CarPro Fixer. CarPro Fixer I find has a little bit more cut than 3D1, so we're just going to see how it goes. I'm going to use these 2 pads first. I'm going to use Fixer with this one. I'm going to use 3D1 with this one. We're going to see which compound gives more haze, but more correction. We'll find a good balance between that, and then we'll see if this pad will provide enough correction. I'm not going to go to this pad. It's not going to be my go-to because I don't think it's going to have quite enough cut, but we'll see. So let's get set up on the tripod and get to work. Alright, we got our 3 sections taped off. So this first section we're going to do 3D1 and the Eurofiber 50/50 pad. Sorry for the noise, guys. I got AC going and the fan going. It's hot in here, so I'm trying to stay cool. Alright, so we'll see people say you need to prime the pad. I've really never found that to be true. I find that if when you turn it on, the pad kind of primes itself. It spreads all the stuff around. So let's do our 3 dots right there. Next section is going to be the Buff and Shine medium cut foam pad and Car Pro fixer. And the compound's coming out a little liquidy, so let me shake the bottom up. Alright, there we go. Okay, so sorry about that. The video apparently stopped recording when I was trying to record the section with the Buff and Shine medium cut pad and Car Pro fixer. So I did it on that side. In the middle section, I took the tape off. So I'm going to take it in for a closer look so we can see how it looks. Okay, so this section was the Eurofiber 50/50 pad 3D1. There's where the tape was. And here is the Buff and Shine section with the Car Pro fixer. I don't know, I think this came out a little bit better with the 3D1 and Eurofiber pad. So I'm not going to bother using the Lake Country pad. I'm going to try this section with the, I'm going to try fixer and the Eurofiber pad and see how that does. So let me get that set up and then we'll get to work. Okay, so I got the pad cleaned off. Now we got Car Pro fixer on it. Again, fixer's a little bit more aggressive, but we're attacking some pretty good amount of defects on here. So, and honestly, I don't use fixer enough. I'm trying to justify the purchase. So let's go ahead and test this out. Alright, taking a closer look, that did very well. So that's fixer in 3D1, that's fixer in the Buff and Shine medium cut foam pad, and that is 3D1 and the 50/50 pad. I know I said this is fixer in 3D1, I meant this is fixer and the Buff and Shine 50/50 pad, Eurofiber. So I think I'm going to go with the Eurofiber pad and fixer. I mean, because look, we went from this mess to this, so that's pretty good results. Honestly, I don't think it's going to get much better than that. And then after we apply the coating, this thing is going to be shining. So let's go ahead and get this car done. We're going to be doing a lot of time-lapse videos from here on out, so sit back and enjoy. So we're going to do a 50-50 shot of the hood. As you saw, we just polished this side, didn't polish this side. Let's get the tape off. So a little residue there. Let's get that real quick. And excuse me, I'm trying to do this one-handed. Oop, reach up there. Okay. So take out the, you can see the line, I mean, it's, yeah. Anyways, we got the trusty inspection light. This is the side we did, this is the side we didn't do. Alright, so the hood I think honestly is the worst of it all. It's not perfect, but it is a lot better than that. So again, when you're doing a one-step, you can't chase perfection. Otherwise, you're doing yourself an injustice by doing more work than what you're getting paid for. But I mean, that's still pretty good. So we'll take it. All right, so polished about half of the car. I'm gonna do the rest of it off camera. It's time consuming. I'm gonna reposition the camera, record, yada yada. So we'll come back to recording on the next step. We'll panel wipe, ceramic coat, blah blah blah, all that fun stuff. So stay tuned, we're going to continue on. Alright, so I know I'm contradicting myself because I went over the hood again anyways. It just, when I started looking at the other panels compared to the hood, I could not accept it. So went over the hood again, got the rest of the hood, and it is mint, looking great. Anyways, moving on. Alright everybody, so here's something a little interesting. This is the rear wing of the Panamera. Now this isn't, or it might be painted, but this is made of really soft plastic, different from the bumpers and metal panels. I went over it with the Eurofiber pad, and all it did was make it really hazy, which then told me, okay, I gotta go less aggressive. So I grabbed a finishing pad, or a fine polishing pad, and a finishing or fine polish. In this case is CarPro Reflect. So I'm going to do a 50-50 shot so you can see how it looked. I've already done half of it over here, but I'm going to show you guys how it looks over here. So again, all you need is a few little dots. You don't need a lot. You set this down. Alright, now this, as you can see, it's got some water spots and such. They come off really easily. Spread your polish in. You can already see a difference without even wiping the polish off, but of course we're going to wipe the polish off, so let me grab a towel, some panel wipe, and an inspection light, and we'll take a closer look. Alright, so real simple. Need to clean it off. Don't use a lot of pressure, because again, this is really soft plastic. Okay, pull the tape off. That tape line. Now, you can see now there's still, it's actually some residue I got to get off, so don't mind that, I'll get that off, but focus on this spot right here. And then we come over here, you can already see the difference. I've already done this section right there. But this is, that's pretty pretty unsightly. That's much better. Now you're not going to get 100% of the scratches out of these unless you want to go real aggressive and try to refine it. I find these things just to be a huge pain in the ass. If you want to chase after it, you'll spend easily an hour just on this wing, and I don't have that time. But I mean, just look at the clarity without the light being directly on it versus over here. You can still see like some spots and such when you have the light on it. Drastic difference. Alright, on to the next part. Alright, so we got the car polished off. I even polished the glass real quick. I didn't use glass polish, I just used heavy cut compound, yada yada, to clean it. As you can see, the car is very glossy, looking very good. And just so you know, a lot of the gloss doesn't necessarily come from the coating. The gloss comes from polishing your car. If your car is highly polished, the coating may not even add any gloss to it, but that's a good thing because you know that the prep work has been done very well. If the car is not polished to a high shine, yeah, the coating is going to bump that gloss up. That's true of almost any product. But anyways, what we're going to be using for the coating is Keisho SI701. Some of you watching may know of Keisho, some of you may not. For the ones that don't, let me explain. So Keisho is a Japanese brand. They make ceramic coatings, and I got contacted by I think he's the owner of the company. Just asked me if I wanted to test them out. I said sure. I did a little bit more digging. I found out Keisho manufactures and white labels for a lot of people, a lot of companies here in the United States. Usually the smaller coating companies that do the professional only application stuff, but all they really have to offer is coatings. So Keisho is a good company as far as knowing how to make coatings. I'm testing their coatings out on another car. I have different coatings on different panels, and it works pretty well. So that's what we're going to go with for this car is Keisho 701. Not doing 901 because 901 is incredibly difficult to apply, and generally 901 you want to layer on top of 701. And I'm not doing 811 because honestly I was not very impressed by 811 compared to other coatings. So we're going to do 701 and stick with that. So we're using Keisho SI701. Have these auto fiber, microfiber applicator towels. I think they call them saver towels. These are plastic lined on the inside so the coating doesn't soak through, and it saves you a lot on your coating. And then of course I have a crap load of these applicator blocks, so you just wrap the cloth around the block like so, tuck it in the sides if you want to, and you're ready to go. I already wiped the car down. I used a Car Pro eraser, so everything's all prepped. So we're gonna get to coating, and we'll do another time lapse. Just on the side of the car and probably the hood. I mean, there's a million coating videos out there, so the basics of it, you have the surface prepped, wipe it on with the applicator, wait about 30 seconds to a minute, depending on the coating, sometimes longer, wipe off the excess, and then use a second towel to level. You'll see me do that. So let me go ahead and get started. Alright, I got it pulled outside to look for high spots. Thankfully it's white, so I'm not seeing any. But damn, this came out really good. There's my car over there. It's covered in tree sap, which is awesome. But yeah, this is pretty nice. The owner is going to be pretty happy with it, I think. So Try to see if we can get his reaction on camera. I'm sure he'll be cool with it. Nice car. Alright, boys and girls, good morning. We're back day 3. So the coating has had a good amount of time for that initial cure where it needs to stay inside. All I need to do is put a coating topper on it so that it stays protected while it's curing. And to do that, we're going to use none other than, grab it up here, CarPro Reload. Now, CarPro Reload, it doesn't offer the longest protection, but you only need to really, the coating needs protection for like a week. And I know the owner, he's going to be using his own topper. I think he uses Meguiar's hybrid ceramic detail spray. He's a big fan of it, which is fine. I just like Reload because the slickness of Reload is ridiculous. Coatings are already slick on their own. You add Reload on top and it's insane. Hopefully, I don't know, I think CarPro might be working on a new type of Reload maybe, but the Reload that they have now, it's one of the original ceramic sprays on the market. That's why it doesn't last very long, because it's been a long time since they came out with it. But the stuff's really good, so we'll do a demonstration just to see how it's applied. It's fairly simple and straightforward. So of course you need your tools of the trade. You got the Rag Company Eagle Edgeless 500. So very simple. Spray into the towel. Wipe on. Wipe off. And man, that is slick. You can tell instantly. I love this stuff. You go over here, another slick right here. Super slick. So that's about all there is to it, guys. So got a few more things to do. Ran out of memory there. So like I said, I got a few more things to do. This car will be wrapped up. We'll get it to the owner, and we'll see his reaction when he picks it up. Alright, so the owner told me to just go and pick him up in the car. So now he'll just drive me back home. So that's what we're going to do. Now let's go ahead and get inside and take a look.
Damn. That looks clean.
What do you think? Take a walk around, man. See how it looks. It's so shiny.
Nice.
Look at the wing too. Wing's nice and glossy again.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So nice.
Took off that PPF on the panels like you said.
Yeah.
Not bad for 10 years old, huh?
Dude, it looks good.
Yeah.
It looks real good.
Well, I'm glad you like it.
Oh yeah.
Because I wanted you to know I worked really hard on this.
Oh yeah. Cannot complain. Solid job, dude. Solid. To the boy Martin.
What do you say?
Our Auto Spa.
What do you say we get going?
What's that?
What do you say we get going? It's hot out here.
Let's get going, man.
Alright, let's go. Alright, so he was pretty happy. He's got the car. Now, I've got to take care of my own car since it was parked outside for a couple days. I don't know if you can see those spots all over the window. I cleaned this window off, but that is tree sap on the entire car. Thankfully, it is water soluble. It comes off relatively easily. Since it's hot outside, I'm going to do a rinseless wash. Wolfgang SiO2 Uber Rinseless. So anyways, appreciate you guys watching the video. Again, I'm almost to 1,000 subscribers. Help me out, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Leave a comment below, tell me what you think. Give the video a like. I appreciate you all. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.